Oh, sorry, I'm zoomed. Okay, guys. So, don't mind my eye. I just went into Once Upon a Child. It's like a children's clothing store, but it's like all used or gently worn. Well, some things have tags in their new clothing store. And like that store and Goodwill, they're great to find discount clothes, but not for somebody with allergies. Like I'm in the store 5 minutes and my eyes like start itching like crazy. And this eye's been driving me nuts ever since. I was only in the store for like 20 minutes, and the whole time I was in there, my eye was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, my eye. So yeah, and that was hours ago. Cause it's 5 o'clock. I was in there at like 2:30, I think. Anyways, so we saw the craniofacial doctor, the plastic surgeon. He felt Jax's head. I forgot I still have these on. No wonder I kind of had a headache. He felt Jackson's head, and he took pictures like of his head. And he said he doesn't think. He said he was pretty sure that the sutures or plates, like the technical word is sutures, had not fused. He said, you know, I'm pretty sure that he's okay. His head's just like, it's just a different type of shape right now. But he said if by some chance the sutures were fused together, meaning like the plates of his skull did fuse together, he said since he's almost 3, he doesn't think he would do surgery. But he said he didn't think that they were fused. So it's like he didn't really say, okay, if they are fused, how do you fix it? Like, what do you do? So then he sent us downstairs for a CT scan of Jax's head. Oh my gosh. So they laid him on the machine, like if you had a CT scan, you know what it is. Like you kind of go in the machine and out, and the thing spins like around you. So they laid him on this bed, and they had to put this, like there's this little spot for your head to go in. So he's laying on his back, and we put his head in the thing, and he was kind of hesitant. I'm like, it's okay, it's just like a pillow. So I put his head in there, and then from the neck down, they wrapped him like in blankets, like a burrito, so he couldn't move. And then like they had Jay, he was freaking awesome. Jackson was such a trooper. They said, you know, what does he like to watch? So we put Polar Express videos on the tablet. So Jay was putting Polar Express videos on the tablet. I was helping get Jackson the thing. Like I said, they wrapped him from the neck down so he couldn't move. So he was like pinned, his body was pinned, and they strapped his body down. And then his head, they packed cotton like on both sides of his head into this thing that's like this extension on the table that's just like for your head to go in. And they packed it full of cotton on the sides and on the top, and they put cotton across his forehead. Then they put a strap from the table across his forehead to pin his head down. He didn't whimper, he didn't whine, he didn't, like, nothing. He wasn't trying to wiggle or anything like it. He is my superhero, he really is. So they strapped him down, and then they had me and Jay put vests on and like a thing over our neck, like to cover our thyroid. And we both stood there, and like, Jay just stood on one side and I was on the other side, and I was holding the tablet up above where he could see it. And as I moved the table like in and out, I would just move the tablet so he could see. So he just laid there watching Polar Express videos and singing along. Like, it did not even faze him. He is such a brave boy. Like, I don't even know. Like, he's not even 3, and he, like, the fact that he didn't even, like, they literally pinned him down where he couldn't move his arms, his legs, his head, nothing. Pinned his forehead down to the thing, like he could not move at all, and he didn't even whimper or anything. So the doctor said, you know, he was going to send us down for x-rays, and he would call me and let me know whatever they found. Well, then the next day, it's like he was pretty sure that nothing was fused. Jax was in the clear, everything. So the next day, he calls and says, well, it turns out Jackson's sutures are fused. He said it's not the sides, it's the one that goes from the front of the skull all the way to the back of the skull. What a roller coaster. So, but he said at this point he doesn't think he needs to do surgery, but he's sending him to a neurosurgeon, and he wants the neurosurgeon to follow along on this. Sorry, it's just nothing's definite. It's like we think he was pretty sure it wasn't, and that Jax was fine, and then the next day I get a call, no, that's not the case. It's like, it's such an emotional roller coaster. That's the only way I can put it. So they want him to, he's going to see a neurosurgeon, like it's the plastic surgeon's colleague. Oh my god, look at my dark circles in my, whatever. Anyways, if you're a mom, you can relate. So, so he wants him to see his colleague who's a neurosurgeon, and he wants the neurosurgeon to follow along with Jax. And the craniofacial doctor wants to see Jackson like every 6 months until he's like 6, just to keep checking his head. So I don't know what the neurosurgeon's gonna say or what they're gonna check. I have no idea. And he said he wants to refer Jackson to an eye doctor, Nationwide Children's. I said, well, he sees the one there. I said, Dr. McGregor, she performed his eye surgery back in December. He's like, oh, I forgot you told me that. He's like, well, at their next appointment, he said, I want her, he said, she usually checks like the vision issues. Because I told him that, you know, when they did this surgery, they found that the eyelid muscle was like shredded and had holes in it. I said, and she said, you know, it's strange because you don't see that in kids, you see that in elderly people. And he's like, yeah, he said, you don't see that in kids. That's just in elderly people. And he looked at Jackson and said, are you elderly? And, you know, kind of made a joke. He said, well, did she say why? Like, what caused it? I said, no. I said, it was never really looked into or anything. So he said, she usually checks vision, but he said he's putting a note and he was going to message her right then. And at JAX'S next eye appointment, he wants her to actually look in his eye and see if there's like any pressure on the brain. It's like, I don't know how she looks in his eye. Like, what? But yeah, so it's like, I don't know if he's saying because if there's pressure on the brain, that could have caused the shredding of the muscle. He didn't really say, and he didn't really say what they would do if they did find pressure on the brain. Like, so if the eye doctor looks in his eye and finds that there is pressure, or if the neurosurgeon finds something, like, does that mean he does have to have part of his skull removed? I don't know. I'm trying to not worry, but it's like, dang, you two doctors tell you one thing and then you go to this guy and he's like, no, I don't think that's right. I don't think they fused together. I think he's okay. And then the next day he calls and says, no, I was wrong. They are fused, but it's not the side to side, it's front to back, the sagittal suture or whatever. So it's just, so then the next day the neurosurgeon, they called and they scheduled his appointment. So he sees the neurosurgeon in the beginning of March and he sees the eye doctor in the middle of March, and then he goes back because then the next day the freaking craniofacial doctor called again and they wanted to schedule his next appointment for in 6 months, which is in August. So it's like beginning of March, which is here in a few weeks, he sees a neurosurgeon. A couple weeks after that, he sees the eye doctor who's supposed to somehow look in his eyes. It's already going to be a long appointment because she's going to dilate his eyes and do all that. Then in August, he goes back to the craniofacial doctor. But if they find something in the neurosurgeon or the eye doctor finds something, I'm sure everything's going to change. But it's like, my little dude. He's not fazed by it. He has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know. He doesn't act like he gets headaches or he doesn't act like his head hurts or anything. So, I don't know. But if he's had this going on for a long time and there is pressure, he does get, like, it would just be normal to him, and he doesn't know how to express it, and he might just think that's how it's supposed to be because he doesn't know different. I don't know. So we really don't have any answers. So I just have to wait a couple weeks. Tomorrow's Allie's birthday. Like, I got all this information like the past week, but it's just been crazy between that and then just other things that are going on that you guys will find out about soon. And my grandfather passed away. His younger sister just passed away a few days ago. So my mom and my grandma, they're gonna do, because they're like in a different state. I think they're in Oklahoma. They're gonna do her funeral like online, so my mom and my grandma and my uncle and I think my aunt can get together and be a part of that and like watch it online. And my poor grandma, she's had so many deaths like the past couple weeks. My heart breaks for her. I feel for everybody. I'm such an empath. I literally feel for, I think that's why I'm so sensitive. And I cry so easily because I just feel for everyone that's, I watch the Olympics, it doesn't matter who won, what country won a gold medal, I cry because I'm so happy for them. Like, that would just be like the greatest feeling ever. Like, how awesome would that be? And I cry for them. Like, I cry for everybody. I don't know, I have a huge heart and I don't know. But yeah, so with everything going on, it just, I said the stuff with JAX'S, and now tomorrow's Allie's birthday, so I was trying to get the last minute things for her birthday, and it's Valentine's Day, so I make treat bags for the kids. So and today's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not even watching it. Adri spent the night at my mom's last night. I took her late at like 10 o'clock last night because I want her to get her room clean first, and then Jay took the little ones to church and then to his parents today. So I was running some errands. I've got cupcakes for Allie to take to school tomorrow for her birthday, and I have little things over here that I'm trying to do laundry. Their bedding, like I just took all their bedding out of the laundry. So I have all 3 of their beds to make. I have to get their Valentine things together and wrap Allie's presents for tomorrow. So it's just been a lot. Like I said, just the situation with JAX'S, it's like, man, it's so hard on my heart, man. Like I said, every time you think it's one thing, then it changes, and then it changes again. So it's hard to stay positive when every time I'm positive and think it's great, and like it's not what they thought it was, or thinking, okay, you know, stay positive. It's like, oh, see, look, the doctor doesn't think, you know, the craniofacial doctor doesn't think that there's an issue, and so you kind of let go of all the worry and fear, and then the next day they call back and I'm like, oh, sorry, I was wrong. So I'm glad they did the CT scan. I'm glad we know what's going on. I'm glad we know exactly where his sutures are fused at. So now it's just a waiting game until we see the neurosurgeon. So just continue to keep us in your thoughts and prayers. If I seem out of sorts, like for the last, I don't know, month or so, this is part, like, there's just a lot going on. Like I said, in the next few weeks of videos, you'll understand just how much I have going on right now. So it's like, I feel like no sooner we got over Christmas and it was Adrian's birthday, now it's Allie's birthday, this stuff with JAX'S just... So it's like now he doesn't only just have an eye issue, which they're probably going to have to do a second surgery to tighten that muscle. Not only does he have an eye issue, we have to figure out what caused the eye muscle to do that, and now he has a skull issue. And possibly, if there's pressure on his brain anywhere, then that could cause brain damage, and... And I know it could be worse, but, you know, it sure could be better, too. Yeah, that's it for this update. I just want to keep them short and sweet. I don't want to ramble on too much, and I have so much to do. I just don't want to get wrapped up in this, and have my mind in this place again, after thinking he was, like, in the clear. But yeah, that's all. So yes, continue to keep my little dude in your prayers, and me, just to try and keep it together. Like, I try not to think about it, but it's hard to not think about it when every time you look at your boy, you see, like, the different shape of his head. Like, I look in my rearview mirror when I'm driving, he's just back there singing and dancing, like, living his best life, because he has no idea what's going on, and I just start to get tears, like, oh, that poor little boy. But, yeah. So that's the end of this update. Oh, jeez, Angie. Saying it out loud, like, I already know what's going on. I already heard it, hearing the doctors tell you all this stuff, but then saying it out loud, just like, this is really the situation. It's kind of hard. Alright, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna work on making beds and getting birthday and Valentine's stuff together, and yeah. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.